Welcome back. Rush Media Day rolls on. We're grateful to have the Herriman Mustangs in the house. Coach Matt Rickards going into his third season with Herriman. Had a heck of a year last year with a 10-win season. We're going to learn all about this year's roster and the excitement for the upcoming season. Coach, I wanted to start with the weight room in the off season. Any of these guys set school records or anything like that this past few months?
Yeah, I think we got Gavin Fox set a power clean record in his weight class. Off the top of my head, I can't remember exactly what that number is, but I think it's somewhere 315 or above, maybe 320. So great job
Wow.
with Gavin, and we've had a lot of guys that had previous records or pushing it at least. Yeah, definitely a lot of PRs for sure.
Amazing. Very good. Let's just kind of do a state of the program right now, Coach. Coming off a great season last year, just kind of give us a review of to this point in the off season. I know we're in 7-on-7 time and summer camp and stuff like that right now, but just kind of give us a review of the off season so far.
Yeah, we don't put a lot of effort into 7-on-7 per se. I mean, we did a couple of tournaments and stuff, and we were okay. We were competitive. Um, Spring ball went well. Installed our offense and defense. A couple new wrinkles, I guess you could say, into some of the scheme, just to play off of our strengths of who we are as a team and our athletes, because that's kind of what we do offensively and defensively, and made a couple adjustments of how we practice and things like that. But kids had a great off-season training, like you mentioned, the weight room.
Yeah.
That's huge to us. We improved immensely within the 6 months that we track. I think our squat was above 60 pounds on average. Or squat max increase, and then we were roughly 43 pounds on bench and squat that we improved on average. So we like to see that definitely because we want to be physical up front, and physical in the way we play.
What I'm curious about your philosophy about 7-on-7. Different coaches have different kind of opinions about how much that's emphasized. What is that for you?
Uh, I mean, there's a place for 7-on-7. I think that's important for coverages and
Yeah,
for your quarterback's reads, but 4 seconds holding the ball for 4 seconds is I think it can also hurt your quarterback and the rhythm of the offense. So I we try to stay true to what we do from a standpoint. We don't put a lot of plays in just to win a 7-on-7 um, tournament or game,
sure.
or change coverages just to win a 7-on-7 tournament. We want to stay true and master what we do coverage wise, what we do offensively. You got really 2.5 seconds to maybe 3 seconds to throw the ball in high school football, typically. You're not going to get those 4 seconds to go through all those progressions and check backside and throw a deep, deep cross. Yeah, it's not going to
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, makes total sense to me. All right, Coach, I'm going to talk to you a little bit about your coordinators. If you could just tell me the name of your OC to start and kind of what he's like as a coach and his style as a play caller.
Yeah, Brian Good. Brian and I have been coaching together close to 20 years. I think we're probably like 16, 17 years that we've been coaching together. And we work hand in hand on calling the offense. And it's our style of play, and Brian's style of play is like we want to be physical up front. And when you get done playing us, your team's going to fill us on Saturday morning. So that's kind of our style of play. Is we want to be physical, we want to be able to run the ball, be aggressive, but at the same time, we want to take what the defense has given us. And so when teams, set up the box and load it up, we're going to be able to throw the ball and take advantage of those with RPOs or play action pass, or just if we got guys outside, we're gonna give them the chance to play. Yeah,
Excellent. And then I'll ask you the same thing about your defensive coordinator, Coach.
yeah. Ty Peterson, he's been a great coordinator for us. I think last year we were one of the best defenses in the state. And the year before, I think that's what kept us even competitive was our defense. Ty does a great job. He knows the back end really well, and right now we've got him. He's maneuvered a little bit in position wise, out of positions, so he can kind of float around and spend more time with the front as well. So um, he does a great job of making sure our guys are forcing turnovers, reinforcing that aspect of the game, and he gets the kids hyped up. He gets and me kind of speaks their language and kind of has a lot of energy with those guys. And they play violent, they play fast, and really get after it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Great insight. And I guess let's start with the defense coach because we have Kemper Castro here, who's one of the premier defensive players in region returning this season. First, will you just tell me about what separates him as a high school football player and why he's been successful to this point?
Yeah, well, I think the obvious thing with Kemper is you're going to see the physical stature, right? He's nearly 6'4", he's 235 pounds. Guy's really athletic, can bend, great rugby player as well. So there's that component of it. Like he stands out athletically speaking, just because of his vitals, right? I think what separates him from everybody else that has those things is work ethic and his violent nature. Like he wants to put the work in. Um, he's never misses weight training, and when he does weight training, when he lifts, it's like he puts a lot of intention into it to improve and get better. So it's just not going through the motions. Like he knows what he needs to work on. He puts a lot of effort into it, a lot of intention on improving and getting better, bigger, faster, stronger, more flexible, those types of things. He eats it. He eats, sleeps, drinks, improvement and getting better, the whole entire process. And so I think that's what separates them. The off season, he makes all those improvements, and then you see those applied on the field. And then when you watch him on the field, you're not going to find very many more players like him defensively or offensively for that matter that want to be as physical as he is. Like he's going to punish you, he's going to make you hurt, and he does it with a violent nature. He's got great hands, great recognition, block recognition. He's long and lengthy, and he'll get after the quarterback, but he's even better in the run game. So
Excellent. Um, let's talk a little bit about the defensive secondary first, coach, as far as guys back this season, what you think will be a strength this year, and maybe something that needs to improve before week one over the summer.
yeah, I think secondary would be the question mark with our defense right now, just because we only have one returning starter. Logan Gregory does a great job, and did a great job last year. Um, and then the rest of them are guys that we have talent. It's just a matter of where they fit and then competing to see who's going to take those reps, right? So we have guys like uh, Noe Fangaloa. He is a sophomore, first year of playing football last year, played running back last year. He's a rugby kid. I expect him to have a great season. He's a tremendous athlete. We got guys like Aiden Perea, Dylan Aldridge, Crew Olson, Isaac Owens, Kyler Holverson, moving him from Mustang to safety, or to our nickel to our safety. And So there's guys that have ability and talent. It's just a matter of who's going to step up and win those jobs.
It seems like the rugby program and the football program are pretty collaborative, coach. Can you tell us a little bit about the relationship with those two programs and development?
Yeah, Coach Jeff Wilson does a tremendous job. I mean, those guys national champions this year.
Yeah.
Last year they lost or the year before they lost the national championship by 3 points in a tremendous game. So they're really good at what they do at rugby. Jeff and I have very similar philosophies as far as how we run our program, and how we treat these kids and how we want to build men. And that's the ultimate goal is we want these kids to become men that are responsible, that have integrity, that want to serve their community for good, have empathy towards others. And so we use football and rugby as a platform to teach these skills. And we believe that winning is going to take care of itself when we do that. So um, we work hand in hand. We share athletes, and I was lucky enough to go watch them win the national championship last month. It was a
Nice.
great experience. Yeah.
Incredible. Okay, that's so cool. Let's talk a little bit about the defensive front coach, the line. We talked with Kemper a little bit, but give me some about the linebackers and the defensive line as far as other returning contributors from last year and kind of the strength of the D line and the linebackers this year.
Yeah, so Kemper's gonna hold that down for sure, and he's gonna bounce back from end to linebacker and move him around a little bit. You got guys that are gonna come and step up at linebacker like Gavin Fox. He's got some explosiveness to him. Really good athlete. I expect him to have a great season. Um, Guys like Ashton Hebert going to step up and play some linebacker, and Max Wilson, Rex Cole, a young kid that does a really good job understanding the defense, and we got some really good athletes in the nickel, which are like Stone Tia, who's a basketball player that's coming out to play football this year, and Sebastian Alfonso, Cole Cowan. And then we get into the defensive line, which Larry Wilson doesn't get enough credit. He's one of the best defensive line coaches in the country, in my opinion. But he's going to have his guys ready, like Cash Peterson, who got some limited reps last year. I think he's going to step up and play a big role this year. New, who's going to come back as a starter. He's one of the best defensive linemen last year. New Mai, uh, great athlete, and Aiden Jensen. So defensive line wise, linebacker wise, I think that's going to be our strength. Our team's going to have a really hard time running the ball against us and then turning them loose in the pass rush and making some things happen. Yeah.
What is your history with Coach Wilson, and tell me a little bit about his background? I don't know that I'm familiar.
Well, Larry Wilson's been coaching for, gosh, maybe 40 to 50 years. I mean, he's been coaching a long time, not just high school, but he's coached college and different sports as well. So
Okay.
he opened up the school, Herriman High School, in 2010 as the head coach and helped get the rugby
Oh,
program going where it needs, where it is now. And he was with Highland Rugby before with Larry Gelwitz, and so yeah, Larry's kind of a legend.
okay. I knew that name sounded familiar. Thank you for expanding on that a little bit. Let's go to the offense coach. Let's start with the quarterback, and then I'll ask you about the offensive line. But what's the quarterback situation like heading into 2026?
Yeah, right now Bryson Sweeney's doing a great job. The kid probably could have started on a lot of teams last year, for sure. Tyler Messer just barely beat him out, and he had a great season.
Yeah.
And Bryson had to step in a game and threw for 300 yards, and so Bryson can play. He can sling it. Um, he can process the field very well, and he throws a great ball. So we're going to lean on that. Um, Cash Rodriguez right now is number two, and he's a uh, really good athlete, really good competitor. He's one of the toughest competitors we have on our team. He's got to be on the field somewhere. So if he's not playing quarterback, we got to find somewhere to put him. Um, if we go into running backs, we've got arguably one of the best running backs in
Yeah.
the state and best running back groups. Felici is tremendous. He's just an outstanding running back, one of the best running backs I've ever had, and I've had some really good running backs. So he's got he does a great job breaking tackles, great vision. He can break away, has that breakaway speed. In my opinion, he's going to have a really good year. We just got to keep him healthy, but he's going to get the ball a lot, is my guess. So, and we got a couple guys behind him that are really good as well. Max Stevens, he's a really good lacrosse player. Jayon Polanco, um, and Siate now is a sophomore, and there's really good running backs coming up. Yeah.
Off the top of your head, what would you say the run pass ratio was last year for you guys, roughly? Is it
Uh, Surprisingly, a lot of people think all we do is run the ball, but surprisingly, we were, and you got to consider we were up at halftime quite a bit,
Yeah.
right? So um, we were surprisingly close to 60-40. It was more like 57 to
Wow.
43. Um, we try to keep it balanced as much as we possibly can because we just don't want teams to be able to load the box and,
Sure.
and put 9 guys in the box. So we got to be able to throw the ball, um, and got to be able to throw the ball when you have to throw the ball, even when team and everybody in the stadium knows you're going to throw the ball. You got to be able to throw the ball and be efficient. And just like everybody knows you're going to run the ball, you got to be able to do that too. So
Yeah. Okay, excellent. I'm going to ask you about the offensive line. How big are they? How many guys are returning this year that were big parts of last year's, especially moving the ball on the ground?
yeah, well, last year, I mean, we're returning just about everybody. So um, you could start with the tackles, Toafenga and Elway Iono. Those guys are some of the best in the state. Obviously, Toa is one of the top recruits in the country, and Elway is one of the best linemen. Those guys do a great job, and so they're returning. We have Henry, who started the whole year as a freshman. He'll be a sophomore. He's even gotten bigger and stronger. Ivan Ramirez is playing center, and he started half the season because our other center, Sam Toa, got hurt. Sam Toa, we're actually moving over to defensive line, and he's going to play there, and he's going to do a tremendous job there. And Ivan's going to play center, so he started half the season, and then we got Zion Facelli and Caden Crook. They're going to help shore up the other spot. And Caden Crook had some games where he's played quite a bit in, so he's seasoned. He's even played in a playoff game, so he'll be ready to roll.
Okay, awesome. And then let's go to receiver coach. What does that core look like this year?
Yeah, we got a good group of kids. Hayes Priest, multi-sport athlete, baseball player as well. He's going to do a great job for us. He'll be able to take the top off and stretch the field vertically. Guys like Britton Wall is going to do a great job. Him coming over, big addition for us. Wes England, Cameron Curtis did a great job last year as well, and I expect those guys to do a good job. And then you got guys like Jaden Galvin, who we're going to play in a couple of different spots, including tight end. He's a big physical kid. He's about 6'2", 210, strong. He can run, but he also can put his hand down and block and be physical as well. So we're going to utilize him. And then Max Wilson's probably one of our better athletes. He's going to play on both sides of the ball, and he can kind of be that H back, but he is also fast enough and quick enough to be out there, and we can put him in their slot and make some plays and utilize him in those ways.
Okay,
So
excellent. Now, I know this is a dumb media day question, coach, but I'm going to ask it anyway for the report that I do. If you had to give a number for returning starters on either side of the ball, what would that be this year?
well, I mean, that's a good question. I think what I put down for the Des News was eight, and eight on offense and five on defense.
Okay,
Yeah.
excellent. Okay, very good. And then, what do you like about this year's schedule, coach, or maybe what you see as the biggest challenge in this year's schedule? Just kind of give us a little color on the schedule this year.
Well, we had usually you're playing a team for 2 years, right? And then we'd be in the second year, but we had a couple teams drop us. So we start off with Bountiful, who I think is, one of the best 5A programs. Last year I think was a down year. Previously, before that, they won the state championship. So um, that's going to be a good contest for us. Then we play Stansbury week 2. That was one of those games that we had to pick up because we had the team drop us. And so we picked up Stansbury, and I think they're going to be very good, especially pass game wise. And I think that's going to help us on defense to get ready for the clash in the neighborhood, with the team down the road. So, and then we picked up West Jordan as well, and then we had into region play. So region play in like it's tough from that stretch on. It's really like we got to be ready to roll. So, uh, and in between that, we play Lehigh. So we go into region. I think we're playing a couple games. We play two, 3 games, half the region schedule, and then we play Lehigh, and then we finish up with the rest of the region. So that's a long stretch, and we got to be healthy. We got to be, we got to be on point, be disciplined, and can't take days off. That's for sure.
Are in your experience when you have dropouts on the schedule, what's the main, is it because there's a perceived mismatch, or I'm sure there's a variety of different reasons, but I'm just curious why that normally happens.
Um, Typically, it's like I think Desert Hill's got a new coach,
Oh yeah.
and they didn't want us to go down there and play. And I think we my after my first year, it wasn't a great year. We won 3 games,
Yeah.
and so you don't quite know what the next year is going to be. And so when you make a schedule, it's like we got to find some games we can find out who we are,
Yeah, right.
um, and and then so you play these games, and then all of a sudden it's like all the work that we did paid off, and we were really good. And so now those teams are like, hey, we don't want to be a part of that anymore. And you can't really blame them. And some of them were the way the high school activity association announces, like, all right, here's your regions, and then all of a sudden, coaches are all excited. We set our games, we set our schedule. Like we were supposed to play Alta, and then they change our region again on us because people complain and want different regions. So 2 3 weeks later, it's like, all right, well, now you got to switch it up again. And so we had to lose Alta, and then we had to pick somebody up. And so we had to pick up Taylorsville, I think. And it's kind of tough to do that when they say, all right, here's the regions, and then come back, 3 weeks later. It's like, oh, never mind, we're going to change it up on you. So you're kind of left with you get what you get.
Okay, excellent. Coach, thank you so much for your insight on the team. We'll be watching you all year long here on the Rush and appreciate your time in a busy part of the year for any football program across the state. That's Rickards, everybody. 10-2 last year, one of the top teams in 6A and looking to continue the mojo. He's going into his third season. Coach, thanks again, and I'm sure we'll be in touch throughout once the season starts.
Okay, thanks for having me.
All right, appreciate it. Quick break. Rush Media Day continues when we come back.